me go ahead and go through this now. Let's go quick. UK trying to stop China from recruiting ex-pilots to understand the capabilities of Britain's Air Force. So it ain't Russia, it's China trying to get military secrets to prepare for a possible war. We know Iran and all them are into this too. Qatar energy minister says Europe will get through its energy crisis this winter, but it's going to be much worse next year.
So are they trying to tell us that it's going to be the same?
It's going to get colder and colder every winter.
They said that normally the La Nina, it only happens twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the third year in a row. Because
it's going to be the fourth, and it's going to keep going. It's going to be...
So it sounds like to me, like the weather just keeps getting pushed later. The winter just keeps...
When winter comes, it's stronger, but it's shorter, possibly. I actually know that this winter lasts until almost June. Well, not winter, but it took a while for it to feel kind of warm up here.
Well, spring lasted for a while.
Spring lasted until June almost July. So,
but when it got hot, it got hot.
Yeah, but then when it got cold, it was 90, 80, 75, 60. It just immediately...
Yeah, it did drop
quick.
That Saturday,
it just went down.
It was done.
And then it got wet, and they said it's going to be a wet winter.
Well, it's been 3 years in a row. It's been a colder, wetter winter in the Northwest.
Yeah. So they saying that Europe will get to their energy crisis this winter, but it's going to be even worse next year. Basically saying they ain't going to make it.
I don't think you're going to make it.
Not the way he was shivering and shaking on the pavement. That was a perfect line.
That's going to be going on. Well, it's going to be going on in America, too.
Yeah, they say the energy prices are going up here, too, with natural gas, especially in the Northeast. Dozens of LNG laden ship queued off Europe's coast, unable to unload. Now, this is not because they can't get in. Some of the ships are staying on the coast because they're waiting for the prices to go up so they can make more money.
Don't it sound like the Western?
Make some money off of, hey, we're going to wait till this money go up, then we'll sell it to you. So not all those people are out there because they can't get in. November-like chill places 100 million people under frost and freeze alerts. The coldest air since the spring is bringing wintry wake-up call to most of the countries this week, producing record-shattering snow and low temperatures. More than 100 million people woke up Wednesday under frost advisories, freeze warnings, and warnings on what was expected to be the coldest morning of the week for the South and the coldest temperatures for most since the spring. Due to the cold air mass plunging south before expanding east, southern cities actually woke up colder than northern cities. Dallas was colder than Boston, and Atlanta was colder than Cleveland. For the first time on record, Birmingham, Alabama hit 32 degrees before Montana.
We ain't even hit 32 degrees yet.
Beating that notoriously cold city to the first official freeze of the season. New York Central Park dipped to 42 degrees, the coldest temperature since April 29th, and Charlotte's 30 degrees reading sets its fifth earliest freeze on record.
Jesus.
Most of the cold alerts expire by mid-morning Wednesday, but some will linger through Thursday morning, especially across the Ohio Valley, the Gulf Coast, and Southeast Coast.
I honestly hate when it get below. I can deal with 46, 48, 49, 50. When you start getting to 40, 39, 38, 32, that's when it's like, I hate going outside in the morning.
Hold on, let me just get this out of the way. All right. Ukrainians prepare for harshest winter in decades. Russian strikes against the country's energy grid could leave millions without power, water, and heating to protect against freezing temperatures.
And it's been reports of fires here in Seattle.
Because
the homeless people are
cold.
They, lighting stuff up to stay warm.
Exactly. That's why for like a month, it was just foggy in this area. But Russia has been attacking their energy grid or their energy plants because, we know Ukraine attacked that bridge. So Russia has attacked back by attacking their energy. So now it's going to be a little hard to get warm this winter.
Yeah.
So.
Because remember that the Northwest is seen as a balance.
Yeah.
It don't get too hot. It don't get too cold. That's why all the homeless people
come up here. Yeah. In the West Coast, especially Cali and Florida too.
However, they may be heading somewhere else.
They're getting the hell out of here. They're gonna get out of here. They're gonna last about a month, and then you're gonna start seeing it disappear. Ukraine, or they're gonna be going in these buildings. They're gonna say, "Fuck it, just bust windows and go."
Or a continuation of what they've been doing.
Ukraine war, blackouts in 1,162 towns and villages after Russia strikes. We already said they're attacking their energy grid to make it worse for the winter. Putin appointed chief exorcist as Kremlin whips up satanic panic. Now listen to this. Russian President Vladimir Putin has been named chief exorcist by head of the country's Orthodox Church as the Kremlin seeks to redefine the goals of its invasion of Ukraine. Putin, when he invaded the neighboring country on February 24th, used the term denazification, saying that one goal was so-called special military operation, but now his Security Council is shifting to the phrase desatanization. Pavlov, Assistant Secretary of the Security Council on the Russian Federation, is now calling for the desatanization of Ukraine, saying that there were hundreds of sects in the country where citizens have abandoned Orthodox values. I believe that with the continuation of the special military operation, it become more and more urgent to carry out desatanization of Ukraine, he said, according to the state-run Russian news agency TASS. Now, remember, the Orthodox Church, the leader of the Orthodox Church, does not refer to himself as the Pope, but he's pretty much their Pope. They don't subscribe to the papacy, of the Catholic Church. Remember earlier this year when the Pope was talking about going to Russia and meeting with Putin and the Orthodox leader? They were supposed to meet where? If I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to meet in Israel. And remember, Eastern Ukraine is considered to be a holy land to Russia. That's what their religion started, they say. And what was Ukraine once called? Khazaria. Who was in Khazaria? Them damn Israelis.
That's
what they call Israelis now. Big Israel. And that's why Zelensky referred to Ukraine as he's trying to make it the big Israel.
Because they're trying to get out of the land because judgment is coming. The Middle East going to be blown the hell up.
They're going to bring them to the valley.
They're trying to get the hell out of the Middle East.
Get the hell out of there. Putin says risk of world conflict is high. Moscow officials calls for desatanization of Ukraine. We just talked about that. Putin said basically, it's possible there's going to be a World War III. Ukraine Digital Transformation Officer says online disinformation needs to be thwarted. Says it's a form of cyber attack. If you try to censorship, cancel culture, and erosion civil liberties, subscribe to reclaim or whatever. Chief Digital Transformation Officer at Ukraine State Service of Special Communications and Information Protection, Viktor Zarar, has called for a cross-border effort to fight online disinformation. That's been a topic for what, 2.5 years now? Almost 3 years? Disinformation and misinformation?
Yep.
Almost, it's basically called internet control of information on the internet. We get to define what's true and what's not. And I already said they're going to split the internet up. You're going to have different areas with totally different internet. We already know China already got their own social medias they use, and along with Russia now, at least, especially, it's going to be separated. You're not going to be able to interact with people from different parts of the world because they got the quote unquote wrong information. And this is the Ukraine is asking for this. Look at this. Saudi cousin of Mohammed bin Salman threatens West with jihad and martyrdom. Now, in this clip, he said, do you know what terrorism started? Basically saying, well, I'll just read it. Saud al-Shalan, tribal leader and grandson of King, whatever his name is, issues warning of tension spike with U.S. over OPEC plus oil production cut. So basically, Biden them sent some harsh words to Saudi Arabia for agreeing with OPEC to lower the production of oil, which raises the price. And his cousin came out and said, you don't want it. Basically, you don't want the work. Now, this is another, more than likely, is leading to Saudi Arabia and the U.S. partnership dissolving, which means the petrodollar will be gone. And they're already in talks with China. Obviously, we talked about this, to make the yuan to be backed by their oil. But we came up to the conclusion that we think Biden didn't want this.
They do. There ain't no conclusion. They want it.
They're ready to move away from the petrodollar. We saw Visa. They came out and said that they're going to start the, what they call it, CB, how you say it? Central Bank central bank digital currency. That's it. So CBD, central bank CBDC. Damn, central bank digital currency. So they already talking about moving forward with that. So let me show this. White House recommends creating a digital dollar. This is September 16th, 2022. The Biden administration outlines plans for crypto regulation. There you go. Now, central bank digital currency. While the Federal Reserve has made no decision on whether to pursue and implement a central bank digital currency or CBDC, we have been exploring the potential benefits and risks of CBDCs from a variety of angles, including through technological research and experimentation. Our key focus is on whether and how a CBDC could improve on an already safe and efficient U.S. domestic payment system. So what they're saying is we're trying to just iron out the kinks. We'll be moving forward with this at some point, which is why they're creating this fake public beef with Saudi Arabia. That's what I believe, at least. BRICS, which is what's the B?
I don't know.
You don't forgot?
I don't know.
I know it's Russia, China, South Africa.
Oh, Brazil.
So Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
Yes, Brazil.
Their reserve currency in an attempt to reduce the dollar's dominance. So we already know that the Eastern people, they have BRICS. This is what they're going to try to do to usurp the petrodollar. Really, not even a petrodollar. Really, they want to get rid of the SWIFT banking system. They want to move away from that. Stop relying on the West.
The U.S. wants to get rid of it too.
Yeah, they want to get rid of the dollar, not the system, though. They just want to replace the system. Replace the dollar with digital currency. 6th edition of Future Investment Initiative opens in Riyadh with eyes firmly set on new global order in Saudi Arabia. Now I'm going to show this right quick. These are the things they talked about. Let me get to it. These are the things they talked about. Look at this. The Great Recalibration, navigating a bipolar world. They telling us it's going to be split up. They're not going for the global unity in one. They don't want to do the one world government no more. They're moving to a multiple. The future of industry is knowledge, industrial revolution, war and peace, the role of business and geopolitical conflicts. Sound like you want tech companies that have more money than some countries that have power. You want tech companies to be governments, basically.
Hell, they already are behind the scene.
Inclusive investment, a new arms race, AI and a new world order, the new golden age, solving pay and wealth gaps with future tech, risk mitigating the world, resilience and opportunities beyond COVID. They still talking about COVID. Now, this is all the stuff they discussed at this meeting. This whole thing is about what they call a new world order. You see here, the Institute to hold its biggest ever gathering of world business leaders to understand the new global order. And they chose some of the people who were there. These are people that was there: Jamie Dimon, Jennifer Johnson, CEO. I want to show one. Goldman Sachs chair CEO David M. Solomon. There's one in particular. I want to Blackstone Group. There you go. Stephen A. Schwartzman. Blackstone, the ones who buying up everything. Chairman of Hong Kong Exchanges and Clear Limiting. There's another one. Oh, that was it. That's the main one I wanted to show. Right there. All right, let's go on. Times of Israel. As Russia turns to Iranian-made drones, Kyiv to request Israeli air defense help. So Kyiv, Ukraine, is asking Israel for air defense weapons to defend themselves from Iranian weapons. The Iranian weapons they're talking about are drones that they say are damn made with lawnmower engines.
What the hell?
They said they can make with lawnmower engines, but they can last in the air for hours. And they're one-time use. So you use it one time, and you can't use it no more. So now they asking for Israel to get in some help. I said, oh, Israel finally getting in it, huh? Little Israel starting to help big Israel. Now I want to show this right here. So we talked about food system. Oh, New World Order. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the food system. How much longer we got? Yeah, we good. Okay, I did all that in 17 minutes. Look at that. Efficient. Now we need what? 13 more minutes. All right, hold on.
For the future.
Hold on, thing. Pause. I bet she can't run too far.
What are you talking about?
I think you're talking about a Disney character.
Oh.
Here in Dallas, we already had a night in the upper 30s. Yeah, it's getting cold around here. Seattle weather is back on its bipolar nature or artificial. Now, let me say this, Regina. Travis, the ultimate conspiracy theorist. Remember when it was foggy outside and it was smoke? Travis said it was Bill Gates trying to block the sun. He said it was like a week straight. It's Bill Gates trying to block the sun. I'm telling you. I think it's judgment. If your weather's off, then you can't grow your crops. Climate change ain't nothing but judgment. Now that's a fact. We talk about that in the Midwest. It was so wet that they couldn't get proper crops. I think it was last year, right?
Yeah.
Last week the crops was messed up because of how wet it was in the Midwest. So while it was cold in some places, it was wet in others. Have you guys heard of there's a white people public face, black pope running him behind the scenes and a gray pope handling them both? Second conspiracy for the day. Well, I know there's two popes for a fact. The one that's been in prison inside of the damn Catholic Church and the one that's publicly talking. The one that's going around saying all this other crazy shit. There's two popes right now. There's the one that's literally in the Catholic, well, whatchamacallit, he can't go nowhere. You don't just step down as pope. No, he was imprisoned. He didn't just step down. The man is imprisoned in his own religion. Man, where George at? He going to Mars to get him some green toes. He tired of the pink toes on the earth. I heard of white and black popes, but not the gray. Yeah. Now I want to show this right here. This is called the future of food, edible insects. I'm gonna show this now. This is the last segment.
They wild rice.
They ain't no damn wild rice. Let me show some of this.
For the future generation, we need to find solutions right now for a better future because of climate change. And edible insects are a solution right now.
Climate change is prompting a re-evaluation of animal-based proteins across the food sector. One company in Switzerland is looking to lower its carbon footprint by introducing insects as their flagship sustainable superfood product.
My name is Jean-Yves Coinde. I'm owner of Entomos. We are selling a food product made with edible insect. In Switzerland, 3 types of insects are allowed. These are the mealworms, the crickets, and the locust. The insects, they don't have a strong taste. The advantage is that you can marry it with a lot of different ingredients. Entomos, we are producing snacks, for example, chips or tortillas. We are also producing flour, which can be used for a bakery. We are also producing a flexi burger, which is a burger made 50% of mealworms and 50% made of beef.
While using a sustainable product is important for the environment, for a chef, flavor is still the key element in determining what to add to the menu.
Je suis restaurateur ici au...
Well, they know how you cook them. Point of the matter is, this is what they want to replace meat with. This is why, and I think it was New Zealand. It was in New Zealand where they put a tax on cows farting and burping. They said you got to pay a tax to own livestock. This is why they want to get rid of livestock. Even in America and in Canada, they want to get rid of livestock so that you can't depend on beef, pork. I don't eat pork, but beef, pork. Hell, they even want you to eat fish. They don't want you to eat no type of meat. They want you to eat bugs and fake meat, lab meat, not plant-based, lab meat. Let me show this.
What are y'all meat eaters gonna do?
1,000 Australian schools are fed insects. Are you keen to chow down on micro livestock? So in Australia, just like with COVID, they're already doing it. They're feeding the kids already.
Wow.
Look at this one. This is on Kids News. Insect chips could be just a cricket for the planet's future.
Good for them.
So they're making chips, flour, tortillas.
I ain't eating no insect chips.
Look, Aldi...
Well, we probably already been eating it.
We're going to get to that. Aldi considers selling edible insects to help fund families through a cost of living crisis. Oh, look at this. You're going through such a hard time financially with this recession and all this stuff going on. You can't afford beef? You can't afford chicken? Oh, here's some bugs.
That ain't going to sit you
So they
well
fuck
with
up your
black
economy and then give you some cheap food. And it's not food, it's bugs.
I think white people,
Oh, hell yeah.
they'll go along, but black people going to be like,
hell no.
hell no. How am I supposed to fry that?
Budget supermarket Aldi is considered selling edible insects recipe kits as a cost of living crisis hits families. Bugs such as crickets are known to be a cheap and sustainable form of protein. Now Aldi is weighing up whether to stock products by Yum Bug, which makes the insect recipe kits. Young Bug founder Aaron Thomas and Leo Taylor, both are competing against other startups to get their product on the supermarket shelves. Oh, they're competing because they're trying to be first, which means they know it's going to be a big market, which means they know you ain't going to have access to meat soon. They already told you you're not, so they already jumping the gun and making the product that you're going to need.
Is that a fettuccine they was making with the...
a fettuccine bug?
The bugs? Come on,
Alfredo
man.
bug?
Come on. I just eat the pasta. I don't got to put bugs and shit on it.
They said you got to add a little flavor, don't you? Look at this. A roadmap for the strategic growth of an emerging Australian industry. To develop resilient food systems, we need to diversify global food supply chains. With more than 2,100 insect species currently eaten by 2 billion people from 130 countries, edible insects present an important opportunity. Insects have high-value nutritional profiles in commercial insect farming. You see that? Commercial insect farming. They're going to literally use, when you drive past a farm and you see cows or chickens or pigs, they're saying that that's going to be bugs now. It's going to be a big building filled with bugs. That's your new farm. That's your commercial farming. Yes. True, an ant farm. The farm is going to be a bug farm. That's the new farms. Commercial insect farming is considered to have a low environmental footprint. The global edible insect industry is growing fast, with Europe and the United States of America is leading edible insect market in the West. We already eating bugs. They just ain't telling us yet. We probably been eating them since the damn...
I like those Kiwan chips.
That's probably bugs. The report identified the challenges and opportunities of the Australian edible insect industry, providing a useful framework for First Nations initiative, startups, and insect businesses. Researchers and policymakers and members of the general public who are considering engaging with an emerging industry. Now, this is the thing they put out. Now, look at this. I'm going to scroll down and down and down.
Delicious.
I want to show you what they say. Look at this. Edible insect products available globally. So this is what's already available. Foods, protein bars, breads, burger patties, crackers, chips. I don't know what that is. Falafel, flours, granola, alternative meats, pastas and noodles, sausages. Look at this. Beers, milks, milkshakes, soft drinks, spirits and alcohol, protein enriched fortified drinks, candles and lollies, chocolates, ice creams, cookies, bitters, butters, oils, pesto, spices, and seasonings. So how many seasonings you think got bugs in it? People don't know.
That Shazam seasoning.
Here you go.
That's why you like it.
Milk. How much? Bug milk? Butter. So what this told me when it said it's already available globally is it's already in America. And you already eating it and just don't know it. We already ate some bugs and don't know it. Well, you ate some bugs and don't know it.
What?
I don't know. Look at this. This is back in 2021, November 26th. They already said this. Edible insects.
Definitely like it could be at an Asian restaurant. They would put that on the menu. They do that anyway.
They do that anyway, yeah.
This looks like some Asian shit.
Why aren't we eating more bugs?
Yeah. Why aren't you eating more bugs? They ain't talking to me.
They are talking to you.
No, they ain't.
They talking to you, my nigga.
They are not talking to me.
Look at this. SFA reviews 16 insect species for human consumption, seeks feedback on import conditions. This is Canada. Tree hugger, world's largest insect farm
Tree
to
hugger.
open in France. Once fully operational, the massive vertical farm will produce 200,000 tons of insect-based ingredients a year.
You see, they got the flour next to the. Who they hitting that around to?
So who eating the flour?
They gonna dredge it in the flour.
Niggas gonna be eating chicken with bug flour.
No, they ain't gonna be eating chicken with no bug flour. They're gonna be eating bug flour dredged in chicken. I mean,
Bug dragged in bugs.
flour.
Gonna fry the bugs with bugs. New insect species made via genetic engineering. So they making. So not only do they want you to eat bugs, they're making bugs for you to eat.
That's weird.
The discovery of organisms that is new to science has historically required years of field work, but species could become something we create instead of find.
You know, insects have a job to do on the earth too.
Yeah.
So if you're eating all the insects, it's gonna make something unbalanced.
There's thousands of species every year that die out, and thousands more that are started every year. You can't stop it. Bill Gates and Richard Branson are betting lab-grown meat might be the future of food.
You're gonna be eating lab-grown meat.
Vegetarians have long touted the ethical and environmental problems with meat production and consumption. Startups such as Mosa Meat, Just, and Memphis Meats are tissue engineering meat in a lab to allow people to enjoy being a carnivore without any environmental or ethical hangups.
One thing I tried was Beyond Meat. It's disgusting. I took a little bite of it, and it was. Tastes like you eating raw meat almost. Like it was
Even
disgusting.
it's cooked, it still tastes raw.
It was just, if anybody out there, has anybody tried that Beyond Meat? It was the burger patty. It was disgusting.
Oh, let me see.
You'd be
something.
better off just making your own burger using beans and mushrooms. Make a veggie burger.
Yeah.
You just buy mushrooms and black beans and just ground it up and make your own patty instead of using fake meat.
Yeah, shoot, Travis might be correct because that fog didn't feel nor smell real. Looking yummier and yummier, no consumption of bugs knowingly. Bill Gates bought all the land maybe for this purpose. Yeah, he bought the land not for, we thought he was buying farmland to control the food source. Yeah, the food source is going to be bugs and his fake meat. A neighbor this week was told by the city she has to remove her old tree as it interferes with trees they maintain, as in GMO trees. Maintain trees.
Did you just like to put it on?
So the maintain trees, her real tree was
It's
in the way of
the GMO trees.
Me neither, Travis. No bugs. Dreads and bugs bar. Great point, Travis. Didn't consider that. Re-eating all those bugs messed up in ecosystem. Yeah. Beyond Meat is disgusting.
Thank you, brother. Beyond Meat, it tastes like raw food. It tastes like you eating raw meat. It's the weirdest taste I ever tasted in my life.
Something you're not supposed to eat, not supposed to taste good.
It probably was a human.
And if they talking about Beyond Meat, it's funny you say that. Subway to test Beyond Meatball in North America. Now this was back in 2019.
I think Beyond Meat is human bodies.
You think it's human? So you think you just ate human then?
I spit it out.
You
I
ate
didn't
it.
swallow it.
But you ate it.
I tasted it. It's a difference.
Here you go.
It wasn't good.
Subway to taste Beyond Meat meatball in North America. So
Maybe because it was a tough old bird I was eating. I wasn't eating a tender.
you get a
young.
tender youngster. You get an old flabby one. Bill Gates, rich nations should shift entirely to synthetic beef.
You eat the shit, Bill. We don't want. Well, I can't speak for y'all. I'm sure y'all don't want no fake.
You not sure? We spoke to Microsoft co-founder about this, his new book, The Limits of Optimism, the tech breakthroughs and the energy policies we need, and how his thinking on climate change has evolved. So he's saying that the wealthy people, the countries like America and the West, as they say, needs to think about just eating some synthetic beef.
He needs to worry about himself and mind his business.
How a lab can grow your next meatball sub. Look at this. Cells are collected from an animal to start the process. Usually cells are taken from a muscle or skin sample. Cells go into a bioreactors, which are also used in other industries like breweries to start growing. Starter cells begin to duplicate into a larger sample. This cells are fed a growth medium that contains glucose, vitamins, and other materials needed to keep them alive and reproducing. Cells attached to scaffolding or edible materials that give them a surface to reproduce and become specialized muscle and fat tissues that replicate animal meat. The cell-based final meat products is taken from a bioreactor and packaged for consumption.
Or we can let nature do what it's supposed to do.
And grow the animal,
Put two
kill
animals
it, and eat
together,
it.
let them do what they got to do, create more meat. Who give a damn about them farting in the air and burping?
They've been doing it for thousands of years. Come on,
We
man.
fart in the air and we burp, so are we destroying the environment?
Well, you gotta remember, they consider us useless eaters. So yes, they definitely, you are cattle. Matter of fact, what do they feed cows and chickens? And what do they feed them? Grass and bugs, right? Well, who they feeding the bugs to now?
Damn, dude.
You the new cattle.
That was a genius, Duke. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You the new cattle. They
That
feeding
was
your
good.
ass bugs. You
The chicken. Black people, all that chicken you been eating.
You
now
the chicken now, nigga. Like Bernie Mac said, he said, man, you better watch out my dog in here. Hey, you the dog, motherfucker. You the dog, motherfucker. You are the cattle. You eating the meat.
That was good.
Getting fatted
I gotta
up.
give it to you. That was good.
You're getting fatted up so they can slaughter your
Slaughter you.
ass. You gonna be the human beyond meat.
Damn.
That's you. For them.
Wow.
No kill burgers. U.S. firms eye green light to sell lab grown meat. Companies creating lab grown steak, chicken, and fish see a recent White House announcement as a signal that meat grown without animal slaughter is on the cusp of being legally sold and eaten in the U.S. We are laser focused on commercial scale production. Commercial scale, they want to do big scale farms. And for us, that means moving to competing with conventional meat products in scale. Vice President and Product of Regulation at Upside Food and Cultivated Meat Company, as the industry calls itself, the goal is to be selling its meat on the U.S. market within a year. That's October 5th, 2022. So by next year, you eating fake meat and beef on the damn on the chef.
That ain't gonna go
Shelf.
too well with a lot of people.
That's what they say. It's the last one right here, y'all. Israel's refined meat to boost 3D printed meat scales in Europe. So look,
3D.
so now look, let's break. They want you to eat bugs. Then they want you to eat lab created bugs. They want you to eat fake meat, lab created, and now they want you to eat 3D printed meat.
What? They want us to eat paper?
How do you make 3?
You know, there's a such thing as
I know
when
they
you're
make-
in bakery, you can make 3D edible
Yeah,
stuff to go on top of.
but it's made out of
desserts.
like what they call it, creams and stuff, ain't it?
It's
Don't
different.
it put it out there for you? It's still coming out of machine, right?
Yeah,
So, but this is how do you?
that's the same thing. It's like 3D edible steak.
That's what it is.
Okay. Time
And
to
it's
go.
in Israel. Israel's refined meat on Thursday struck a partnership with Monaco-based importer Gardy Meats in an effort to drive European distribution of its 3D printed new meat steak cuts.
I mean, I would say go to Africa, but they eating bats and
Hey, I'd rather eat a real bat. Would you rather eat a real bat or fake meat?
well, I don't eat meat, so I'm fine.
What are you worried about then?
Cause they're gonna start making the pastas out of damn insects and
Well,
shit.
your grass-made stuff is
They're
not
already
going to
doing that with the
fake. Wait. Who's to say? Are they already making fake? If they're making fake trees, who's to say they ain't making fake grass to make grass-made food? That's
the
not even
pastas
real.
is gonna be made out of bugs.
Yeah. It's gonna be not meat. It's not gonna have certain ingredients you don't want. It's organic and natural. The startup, which raised $170 million in the Series A financing round this year, operates large-scale meat printers at a headquarters in Rehovot, south of Israel's coastal Tel Aviv city, as well as a new factory in the Netherlands. And that was put out, when was this? October 13th, 2022.
They got me shaking like a hole in church.
Shaking in your boots. So that's
Damn.
what you got coming in your plate, y'all.
I know I'm gonna start buying up pastas and shit. That pastas lasts for a long time. And rice
Yeah.
lasts for a while. I'm gonna get like 5 pounds of damn rice.
Oh yeah, I got rice.
Go ahead and get the top ramen.
Oh yeah.
The oodles and noodles. Go ahead and buy them now before they turn.
Before they turn them into bug food.
Load up.
He said black bean burgers are better. I've heard about that too. I've heard about black bean burgers.
You see me make them.
Yeah.
Or I bought them too. Black bean burgers.
You made
are
them,
good.
didn't you? You made them.
Yeah, I made them and I bought them. They're good.
Strong ends as opposed to weak one. Great show, brother, in peace. All right. I thought this was the same thing about Beyond Meat. I think it's aborted, baby. About these real talk. Hey, There's been theories that all our food already have that in our food, American society especially. The same way they be spraying that shit in the air. What they call it? The streaky stuff in the air. What they call it? Chemtrails.
Chemtrails. Yeah.
What is in those chemtrails? Some people say it's blood. They spraying blood on society. I don't know. Nasty bastards. Yeah, we the new cattle. You hit that mark, dude.
She
we
couldn't leave after she heard that.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, we kept y'all long enough.
Dude, I gotta give the dude that was a good one.
Yeah, that's 3 hours and 37 minutes. We got through it. Next week we won't be over 2 hours. Over 3 hours. I'm gonna try to tone it down. Sorry, it's a little long. Hopefully you enjoyed the discussion we had. I will be clipping up some of this stuff. I will be adding the timestamps tomorrow, in case people just want to skip certain things.
You know they do.
But thank you for coming through and sitting with us this long. Really appreciate the support.
Thanks for viewing the channel.
You already got. I'm about to say what you want to say.
Thanks for viewing the channel.
But yeah, definitely appreciate it. Please like on your way out. Please comment. If you can, just click on after the stream. Just click on the stream and comment something. Say good video or something if you like it. We really want to get some comments in the thing, in the underneath the video. But yeah.
Or if you didn't agree with everything.
Yeah, dislike it. You can dislike it and say what you dislike. We'll comment some stuff back and forth. But yeah, man. Really appreciate it.
Discord.
Y'all be safe. All praise to the Most High. And peace, man.